Okay. Hello everyone, Namaste, Hare Krishna. Welcome to Gita studies session. So we are in the 13th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. This chapter is titled Kshetra Kshetrajna Vibhaga Yoga. So just a recap. In first 6 chapters, Krishna spoke about Karma Yoga, how to live in this world, how to work in this world, what should be our mindset while working in this world. And when a person works like a yogi, karma yogi, mind is purified, consciousness is purified, and is ready to do dhyana. And Krishna spoke about dhyana yoga. And later, second half of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna spoke about bhakti yoga. Bhakti means love. So, by the practices of Bhakti Yoga, one would attain love and devotion unto the Lord, and one can attain the Lord by the practice of Bhakti Yoga. And last 6 chapters, Krishna repeats. Whatever Krishna spoke in 12 chapters of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna systematically teaches in the rest of these chapters. And this chapter number 13, Krishna talks about soul and its entanglement in this material nature. Okay, so I'll give a overview of this chapter, what we have covered so far. So this chapter also starts with Arjuna's question. Krishna had induced Arjuna to ask this question. Prakriti, Purusha, Kshetram, Kshetragnam, Gnanam, Gneyam. So Krishna starts speaking here. Krishna compares this body, Krishna compares this body to be a kshetra, a cultivable land, a cultivable land. Okay, so just like if you see a farmland, there is a farmer and there's a farmland. Farmer knows the farmland. Farmer uses the right seeds to put into the farmland. He could make best use of the farmland, or he could totally ruin the farmland. He could ruin himself, right? So similarly, so this our body is like a farmland. Soul could make best use of this body, cultivating body in the sense body with mind and intelligence. So soul could make best use of this body by cultivating good qualities and trying to understand what we truly are, and gain the right knowledge and take the right path to break the cycle of birth and death. So this body can be used, make one can make the soul can make best use of this body, or he could ruin himself. Right? So that's the reason why Krishna compares this body to be a farmland. Okay, and Krishna also says that um, he is a knower and owner of all the bodies. Okay, so soul is a knower of its own body, but Krishna, God, is a knower and owner of all the bodies. And Krishna says, I'll explain you the composition of the body, what this body about. Hmm? And and Krishna says, whatever he's speaking is coming from the scriptures. And then he starts speaking. Krishna says, this body is composed of 24 elements. All these 24 elements from Prakriti, right? Earth, water, fire, air, ether, and five knowledge acquiring senses, five working senses, mind, intelligence, false ego. These all combined to be uh, uh, body. Okay, all these elements are emanated from Prakriti, and this comprises the human body. The soul is still different. Soul is still different. Okay, the soul within the body experiencing various emotions. Okay, those are its life symptoms. But the soul is not conscious of itself because of some kind of contamination, and the soul would need to develop some good qualities. Krishna says humility, pridelessness, non-violence, tolerance, simplicity, uh, uh, understanding like why soul is going through birth, disease, old age, death. Right? So and Mai Chananiya Yogena, the soul needs to develop unalloyed devotion unto the Lord. So various practices Krishna speaks, like 20 qualities by which one can gain the knowledge that he is different from the body. Soul is different from the body, and soul could get the awareness that he is a soul. Okay, so one way, this is one way. But and Krishna also speaks about himself, his nature, right? So he is different from the soul, and he could function in many different ways. Okay, in our conditioned state, soul needs limbs to function, soul needs hands to function, legs to function, right? But God is not like that. God could function without anything. God could move from this place to other, any place. US to India, India to any country, God can move within fraction of seconds. He can do anything. He can also eat with ears, right? He can do many things, function in a different way. And Krishna also says, in the liberated stage, when we get liberated, when we go to the spiritual world, we attain a nature like a God. Not exactly like God. We don't become God. We don't become God. We attain a nature like God. Okay. So where in the spiritual world, um, we don't have old age. We don't have diseases, no hunger, no thirst, no old age, no disease, right? So no rebirth. So it's a nature like God, right? So one not attain a nature like God. Krishna talks about that. The purpose is Krishna is trying to explain that right? Our originality is different, hmm? But we are forgetful of our true nature. The soul is forgetful of its true nature and getting entangled into this material world. That's when Krishna teaches the verse number 22 to 26. So in this entire scriptures, Vedas, Upanishads, they all talk about three things. One is soul, other is material nature, creation. Third thing is a God. God. Okay. Soul is gets a body, human body. Okay. Gets a human body. That body is made of this material nature. Okay. So material nature and the soul are eternal. Krishna starts by saying this, verse number 20. So material nature, souls are eternal because they emanated from the Krishna himself. They manifested from God himself. Okay. And and Krishna talks about how the body functions, functioning of the body, right? And the functioning of the soul. Mm. So soul desires, soul desires to experience something, enjoy some nice mango, right? And the functioning, like body through body, it functions. It goes and takes a mango and eats it, gets digested, and experiences happiness. So what's happening with the body? Body is functioning to do activities, and soul is functioning to experience happiness and distress. That's it. So Krishna is delineating the differences here. Um, about the body and soul, how it functions. And Krishna speaks very nicely, very important shloka of this 13th chapter, and very important shloka in the Bhagavad Gita, where Krishna talks about soul's transmigration. Okay, so we'll see those verses here. So this we covered in our previous session. Purusha prakritisto hi bhunte prakriti jan gunan karanam guna sangasya sadasad yonishu janmasu. Janma means birth. Sadasad, good birth and bad birth. We see in this world, right? Good birth, at least in the Earth planet also. Some people have good birth, good facilities, and all those things. uh, and some people not have many facilities, and some species like not just human, but there are different species like various animal species. It's not a good life as per scriptures, Vedic scriptures. One may think like animal species is great life, but actually as per Vedic scriptures, it's not a good, not so good. Okay. Uh, um, so why is one attaining good birth and not so good birth, bad birth? Because of according to the nature he acquired. Okay. So Purusha Prakriti Sthohi, this we covered in the previous session, just a recap. Okay. So Purusha Prakriti Sthohi. Purusha here refers to soul. Prakriti Sthohi, like in connection with the body. Soul is pure in nature, but when soul gets in connection with the body, and soul is or the body is influenced by three modes: mode of goodness, passion, ignorance, sattva, rajas, tamas. Okay, so our body and mind influenced by these three modes, hmm, and according to nature, like according to the nature we have acquired from previous life or this life, our eating habits, if we eat the sattvic food, our mind and consciousness, our nature is in sattvic. Okay, sattvic means like peace, harmony, positive clarity. You can see in this picture. This picture explains everything. So this sattvic nature. Okay, so when we eat a rajasic food, okay, so we would develop rajasic qualities. Our nature will be rajasic, so passionate, so passionate. And if we eat a tamasic food, our nature will become tamasic, lazy, inertia, and all these things, right? So it is because of soul with the body, its habits, how what kind of food he eat, what kind of eating habits, sleeping habits, and living habits. Various things contribute, and we acquire a nature. Our nature will fall into any of this category, or mix of this category, or any of this category. So some people are more sadhvic, some people are more rajasic, some people are more tamasic, or some people are a mix of all three. Okay, so Prakriti also functions like this, tamasic. So in the early morning, it's a sadhik time. Time is also sadhik. It's a peace, cool, serene time, right? So in the mid afternoon, it's too hot, too hot. Like it's Prakriti, and towards the end, it's a calm and cool down, settles down, right? So nature also functions like this. Nature also function like this. We living beings also function like this with these three qualities. Okay, and it's our choice. It's our choice to be in any of these modes. It is preferred. It is recommended. One has to be in the sattvic guna, mode of goodness, sattvic guna, sattva guna. Okay. Karanam gunasya sadasya divamishya janma. So it's the soul in the body cultivates a nature, sattva, rajas, or tamas, and because of his nature, what kind of nature he acquired, he attains a similar body. Similar body. So if a person thinks like why I have this kind of body, because of the nature I acquired. Okay, so a soul living in a tiger body. Uh, what kind of nature tiger has? Mode of passion, high passion, so passion and tamas, high tamas also, right? So just an example. Okay, just an example. And yeah, so some people have good birth, good facility is because of good karma they do, and also the sattvic nature they acquire. Okay, so Krishna explained this in detail in the 14th chapter, but Krishna touches this point, and we can understand here the root cause of good birth or bad birth. Okay, so whatever the birth we get is because of this influence of Prakriti and the nature we acquire. Simple, the nature we acquire. Okay, Sadasadi Unisha Janma. So one would also get a good birth like a demigod. Demigod in the heavenly planets. There is a realm called heaven, Indraloka. So the residents who were there, they have like good. They are in Satoguna. Mostly they are in Satoguna. They have acquired Satoguna, and also they have good karma. So because of these factors, one would get in a body. Our next body determines our nature. Our next body determines our nature. Yeah, that's an important part. So who is the cause of the body we get? Is Prakriti is the cause, or God is the cause, or a soul is the cause? It's a question to audience or participants here. Who is the cause of the kind of body we get? Can someone unmute and answer?
Is it Prakriti?
Is it soul?
Yeah, soul. Yeah, soul is a cause. It's because of the soul. It's the soul desires to be in a particular mode. It's a soul's choice. Soul choice. It's all choice. So soul's choice, right? So we know what kind of nature we are. Okay, we're in sattvic nature, tamasic nature, rajasic nature, like this picture, right? So it's a soul's choice to come out of these modes and at least come to the mode of goodness, sattva guna. It's a soul's. It's an individual choice. Okay, it's a soul's choice, and according to the soul's nature he had acquired, he get a birth. Next birth will be according to this nature. Okay, and most importantly, how to get out of this? Krishna also says that in Bhagavad Gita 7th chapter that no one can cross this Maya. Krishna says this mode of goodness, passion, and ignorance, everybody will get bounded, and no one can come out of this. It is good to be in Sattva Guna, mode of goodness, but living beings, Krishna says, to attain liberation, to moksha, to come out of these three modes, one has to take surrender. One has to surrender unto the Lord, take shelter unto the Lord. One can come out of these modes. So, by the practice of Bhakti Yoga, the essence of this verse is by the practice of Bhakti Yoga, one can come to the mode of goodness, transcend these modes, and he would attain Supreme Lord. When a person takes shelter of the Lord, surrender unto the Lord, and practices the practices in Bhakti Yoga, hearing the holy name of the Lord, meditating on the holy name of the Lord, Manmana Bhavamad Bhakto Madhyajiva Namaskara. Right? One transcend these modes and one can attain the Lord. Okay, now we'll see this another verse. Krishna talks about himself and his nature. Okay, so I'll ask someone to read this. Can someone unmute and recite the verse? Arun Prabhu is out, maybe. Okay, that's it. I'll read.
I can read.
Oh,
Sorry.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay, good, good.
उपद्रष्टानुमन्त च भर्तभोक्ता महेश्वर परम परमात्मेति कपियुक्तो देहेऽस्मिन् पुरश्चः para. Yet in this body there is another, a transcendental enjoyer, who is the Lord, the supreme proprietor, who exists as the overseer and permitter, and who is known as the super soul.
Thank you, Sandhya. So, Upadrishtha Anumantha cha Bharta Bhokta Maheshwara Paramatmeti Chapi Yukto Dehe Asmin Purusha Paraha. Purusha Paraha. So, Krishna used the word Purusha for soul. Purusha Paraha. This Purusha is like beyond, superior to that soul. Who is that person who is superior to the soul? That is God Himself. Who is that? Super soul, Bhagwan Krishna. He resides as Paramatma. Where? In the body. Dehe. Dehe has mean. So Deha has mean Purusha Puraha. Krishna is saying, I reside. I'm the superior personality. I reside in the Deha along with the soul. Okay. So three things: soul, material nature, God. And Krishna is giving nice analysis how they are related, how they are related, right? In the body, soul is there in our bodies. We are a soul with a body, and along with the soul, along with us, soul, we also have a Bhagavan, Supreme Lord. That's why we say Paramatma, Paramatma, who also resides in the heart. Okay, Krishna. Krishna spoke about, how the body functions, the changes in the body, and various. So the body is influenced by three modes: mode of goodness, passion, and ignorance. It works in a certain way. Krishna spoke about that. And Krishna also spoke about the functioning of the soul, where soul only experiences happiness, distress. Through body, soul experience happiness, distress. And Krishna is talking about himself who resides as Paramatma in the heart of every living entity. Okay, I know this chapter is very complicated. This 13th chapter is a complicated chapter in the entire Bhagavad Gita. Okay, try to grasp as much possible. If you have questions, we can take. Okay, so Krishna also says in the beginning of the Kshetra Kshetrapi Mam Vidhi Sarva Kshetreshu Bharata, Sarva Kshetreshu Bharata, Kshetra Kshetrapi Mam Vidhi. That is, He, the God, Paramatma, who knows, who resides in the body of a living entity, who knows the living entity, and who knows all the living entities. Okay, so what do you know, Krishna? What you know about me? How you function as Paramatma in my heart? Can you speak more details about it? Yes, Krishna talks about it. Upadrishta, Anumanta, Bharta, Bhokta, Maheshwara. So we'll see one by one. We'll see one by one. What is Upadrishta means? What is Anumanta means? What he does. Ishvara Sarvabhutanam Harideshya Arjuna Tishtati. Krishna says, the Lord of all beings, the Supreme Controller, resides in the heart of every living being. Heart of every living being. So if a person is residing in our heart, we should know what is he doing there. What is he doing there? Okay. Mm. If a person is coming to our home, like we have a house, right? We have a guest coming to our home, and we have given a room for him, and in the room is what is he doing? We want to know, right? If a person lives in the room for some time and not doing anything, or is he doing anything, or is he coming out of the room, or he needs anything, what this person does, we are curious to know, right? So we also must be curious to know our nature, our soul. We also must be curious to know the Bhagavan who resides in the heart of our living, in the heart of our body. What does God do who resides in the heart of our body? Upadrishta. Upa means near. Drishta means he is very close to the soul, very close to the soul, and he stays very close to the soul, like in our heart. Where is the soul? In our heart. Okay. I asked this question for someone in the past, like to the youth students, like where is the soul? The kids were saying like in the brain, in the leg, various places. But as per scriptures, where is the soul? In the heart. Where is the super soul? In the heart. They are very close to each other, very next to each other. Okay, very next to each other. That's a Krishna uses the word Upadrishta. So he's very close to the soul, and he's also overseer of the soul. Overseer. Overseer. Hmm? Hmm? Overseer. What is overseer? So we can understand with this example. My children, I have children, two kids, two kids. I know what I know their intentions. I know their thoughts. I know their likes and dislikes. One kid likes a fruit, a mango. Other kids likes strawberries. So I know everything about them because I take care of them. It is because I take care of them, they depend on me. I know everything about them. Similarly, God, Supreme Lord, who resides as super soul in the entire cosmic existence, who also resides in his own abode, who also resides in the temple as a Supreme Lord, that God is also resides in our heart as a Paramatma. He, that Supreme Lord, considers as his own children. We are all part and parcels of the Supreme Lord, and we are children of the Supreme Lord, right? So we are dependent on the Supreme Lord. It is because we are dependent on the Supreme Lord that Supreme Lord knows everything about us, everything about us, our inner reality. Nobody knows our inner reality, right? The true inner reality. So everybody has their own inner reality. So maybe spouse, maybe my wife know little bit about me, or more about me. Maybe I am sure she definitely doesn't know my inner reality, my thoughts, my intentions. Maybe I speak nicely to her. I speak nicely to her. I glorify her. Oh, you're so nice. Blah 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 blah. My inner reality could be different. Inner reality could be different. Maybe I say, yeah, But God is the one who resides as Paramatma in our heart, who knows our inner reality, who knows our thoughts, who knows our intentions, what kind of thoughts we get, what kind of intentions we get. We may be doing some charitable activities, donations, volunteering services, many services. So, what kind of mindset we have while doing those things, and and why and everything. So God knows as a overseer, he oversees and he knows our inner reality. Okay, that's the first thing. Upadrishta. Anumanta. Anumanta means permitter. Okay, he oversees our actions The God oversees our actions and he also permit our actions. How do you permit Krishna? This is a famous thing we all hear. Even from the childhood, we all have heard this. Like, not even a blade of grass, not even a blade of grass can move without the permission of the Supreme Lord, without the grant of the Supreme Lord, not even a blade of grass can move. So similarly, even if we were to function in a certain way, it's a God residing in our heart, allowing us, permitting us to do our activities. That is. But at the same time, he never intervenes. He never intervenes. Okay. So uh, I make a decision. I make a decision. I make a choice to harm someone, to punch someone, right? To punch someone. It's my choice to punch someone. I'm ready to hit, and God grants that. Even good action or bad action, even the bad action also, God never intervenes in the free will of living entity. So many people have this thought like if there is a God, he should stop us from our evil intentions. Okay, God, this is the next word Krishna talks about that. Okay, I'll wait for that, but God never intervenes. God never, he, from within, he gives the directions and puts forward options. Okay, what option we choose, what option we choose is it's our thing. We are responsible for it. Okay, if I want to punch on someone, God, it's that action is granted, and I am harming someone, and what is it? It's an evil action. And if I want to do good to someone, okay, if I want to go and serve some uh, in a elderly people where they're having hard time there, so the God also grants like, okay, do it. Right? So God never intervenes in the free will. Any action any living entity does, it is because of God is granting that action. Anumanta. That's why Krishna used the word Anumanta. Okay. And Bharta. Bharta means sustainer or protector. Hmm? Sustainer or protector. Like, of course, he's the one who's sustaining. The soul is nicely sitting in the heart. It's not flowing around. Soul is not going to a movie, outside movie and watching a movie and coming back into our body. Right? So soul is not taking a break. Enough of this guy. Let me take a break. The soul is not doing that. Soul is nicely staying there. It is because of it is sustained, being supported by the God, Paramatma. Okay, and that is one thing. Another thing, God also supports our intentions, our desires. Bharta, um, um, he is the one who fulfills the desires, right? So many people have many desires. Everybody has desires. From the morning to evening, our mind is filled with desires, and we endeavor towards fulfilling our desires. Throughout our life, we are running behind to fulfill our desires, right? And it is God, Krishna, through Prakriti, material nature, arranges everything, arranges in a nice way so that our desire is fulfilled. Even the cruel intention, even if the evil, even if a criminal uh, has a desire to harm people, those things also arranged in such a way that his desire is fulfilled. But that the soul will go through consequences. He has to go through punishments in this lifetime and next lifetime, right? So even those criminals may escape and run away. Who is watching them? Is God. That is why Upadrishta, and yeah. So Upadrishta overseer, Anumanta permitter, Bharta Bhakta. Bharta is a sustainer and protector, who within our heart is fulfilling our desires. Is arranging through Prakriti. And Bhokta. Bhokta means protector. Protector. So this is Bhokta means also means enjoyer. There are different meanings, but the context here is protector. Okay. So Prabhupada writes as Prabhupada and few acharyas have written as a protector. So we all have this experience, right? We also have this experience. If I want to do some evil act, if I want to do some evil act, there is an inner voice from me. There is an inner voice from me which says no. No. Hmm? It's my choice to listen to the inner voice or ignore the inner voice. If I ignore the inner voice, intentionally gone. Right? That's called free will. God never intervenes in the free will. You do. Think God, okay, do. I'm trying to help you, right? As a supreme Lord in our heart, He protects us. He gives through His inner voice. He speaks through us. He speaks to us. As an inner voice which comes to us, we could hear the God intentions, and it's our choice to ignore or act, ignore or act. So protects us in all our actions and activities. God protects us, giving the right decisions sometimes in our heart. Mm. Sometimes unknowingly, we hear and follow our inner voice and we do good things, right? People have experiences. Everybody has this experience, right? So we don't want to do certain thing, but there is an inner voice which says, I think I should be doing this. I don't want to. I should be listening to this. My sixth sense says. People use this word. My sixth sense says that I need to do this. If I do this, I'll be good. And after he does it, and he thinks himself like, okay, there was a inner, there's a sixth sense which told me to do this, and my problem, I'm solved. My problem is solved. I'm happy now. Okay, so what is that sixth sense people generally used to refer to? Like that is coming from Bhagavan himself, God. Maheshwaraha, Maheshwara, the supreme Lord or controller. Okay, the God of the universe, the Lord of the universe, Lord of the creation, Lord of existence. He controls entire cosmic existence. Everything. If everything is functioning in this cosmic existence very nicely, nice rains, nice sunshine, the nature, and many things. We are floating in the orbit. Entire Earth planet is floating in the orbit, and many things floating in the orbit. huh? There is no asteroid or anything which is hitting the Earth planet. What kind of nice arrangement Krishna had made? It is Him. It is God. He arranges, He facilitates, ensures everything functions nicely. Right? That's why it's called Ishvara. And that Ishvara is also known as that Ishvara who is also in the heart. He makes us function properly. 15th chapter, Krishna talks about these aspects. Hmm? Mattha smritir gnanam apohanam cha. Mattha smritir gnanam apohanam cha. He says that from him, from God, we get the knowledge, we get the remembrance, we also get the forgetfulness. If I'm able to remember anything, if I'm able to remember anything, if I heard 12, 13 chapters of Bhagavad Gita, if I'm able to remember anything, it is God's mercy. And if I'm able to forget everything, it is also it's coming through God. That ability to remember, ability to forget, ability to um, um, or do the things, right? Matta smritir gnanam apohanam cha, the illusion, sometimes will be an illusion, right? So all those things are coming from the God Himself, right? In a certain way, if we are able to function, if we are able to function in our abilities, what are the talent, skills, whatever we have, it's all God's arrangement. It's all God's arrangement. So how much we are dependent on the God we could see here. How much we are. He also says in God, Krishna says in 15th chapter that He becomes that digestive fire. He becomes that digestive fire to digest all kinds of food we eat. All kinds of food we eat. It doesn't mean like God is getting contaminated with the food. No. But it is His arrangement. It is His arrangement. Okay. So that's all. So many things God is doing to us. We are so much dependent on the God. But God Himself has spoken this Bhagavad Gita. If we don't have this knowledge, we can gain this knowledge. If we have not heard in the past, we can gain this knowledge about ourselves, about the God, and it's an opportunity. That's the whole purpose of human life is to gain the gnana knowledge. Knowledge of our who are we? Who am I? Who am I? My body, our soul, how do I function? How to get come out of this body? Right? The whole purpose of human body, human life is just for this reason. Okay, so the lower species, like animal kingdom, animal species, various species, right? They are considered lower species because that facility. Vedas or scriptures are not meant for. They don't have the ability to understand, comprehend, and apply. It's not meant for them. Okay, and even the lower species, there is no karmic reactions. No karmic reactions. Whatever they do, there is no karmic reactions. But human life, it becomes a responsibility. Human life, it becomes a responsibility to gain the knowledge, to understand, and find a proper means to come out of these bodily engagements. Okay. So we heard about the nature of the God, and he also says he's Paramatma. Okay, Upadrishta, Anumanta, Bharta, Bhokta, Maheshwara, Paramatma. The super soul uh, makes us function, and it is because of God. We are dependent on the God. He also making us function, supporting us, permitting us, overseeing us, and all those things. Many things is God is doing. Okay. So we'll look at the story of a tale of a two birds. This is coming from a Mundaka Upanishad. Um, So there are two birds. They look alike. If you go to a bird sanctuary where all the birds are being placed, uh, almost all the birds look same. all the, like owls or I don't know the names of different birds, but parrot or anything. So there are different birds, and the category of a birds they look alike, same like. But if you closely observe, maybe the zoo person he knows, okay, this bird are different. But from external people like us, if I highly look at the birds, they look same. They look same, right? So exactly same way. There are two birds. They look alike. Both the birds looked alike, and one bird on the tree is busy eating the fruits. Another bird is just watching. One bird, the bird is the bird who is busy eating the fruits. It is eating. While it is eating, okay, when it gets a good fruit, like a tasty fruit, hmm, and it is making a sign, he's so happy and making a noise, kitch 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 kitch, or kar 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 kar, or whatever the noise. It's making a good noise. And sometimes while it is eating, the bird is getting a bitter fruit, and the bird is depressed because of the depression, like not liking, and it is making a different voice. Okay, I can't make that voice, but yeah, whatever the way. The bird is making different voices as the bird is eating the fruit. It is experiencing good fruits, happiness, bad fruits, distress is going on, and the bird fell down and again climbed up and again eating. So busy in eating. Okay. But there is another bird which is just watching for it. Okay, and this bird wants this bird, the other bird who is eating, to take to a place where there is no bitter fruits at all. There are no bitter fruits at all, right? But this bird is so busy in eating this alone, not even turning back to the other bird, not even turning back. Okay. So the Upanishad says that we, in our existence, we souls living in the material world are so busy, too busy, running for happiness, eating good fruits or bad fruits. Sometimes we are doing good karma, bad karma, experiencing happiness, distress, so much so we are not even turning back to the God. We are not even turning back to we are not even endeavoring to look at the God who can give unlimited happiness, who can take us to the spiritual world or a different existence, different reality, and very wonderful existence. But we are not even turning back. That's what Upanishad says. Okay, so life lesson. What Krishna said, he resides as Paramatma in the heart of every living being. So he supervises, he oversees, right? So Krishna's supervision happens by his supervision. Krishna's supervision happens by his supervision. Okay, because he is Supreme Lord. And second one, Krishna's purpose is not to catch us when we do wrong, but to catch us when we fall. As the inner voice, he gives us the proper directions. Krishna's presence in our heart is not surveillance, but benevolence. A very beautiful verse, life lessons. Okay, so we'll read the next verse. I'll ask someone to read.
या एवं वेति पुरुषं प्रकृतिं च गुणैः सह सर्वथा वर्तमानोऽपि न स भूयो abhijayate. One who understands this philosophy concerning material nature, the living entity, and the interaction of the modes of nature, is sure to attain liberation. He will not take birth here again, regardless of his present position.
Thank you, brother. Uh, Krishna spoke about Purusha, soul, Prakriti, the material nature, and how the material nature, how the body, the soul, along with body, influenced by this material nature and its transmigration, all those things. What Krishna is saying here in this verse, if a person can understand this, this philosophy, what Krishna is saying, he is sure to attain liberation, is guaranteed to attain liberation. He will not take birth here again. Whatever may be the present condition, we may be in the mode of goodness, we may be in the mode of passion, we may be in the ignorance, nothing to worry. Krishna says, just having this knowledge, one can attain liberation. So you can see in this picture, right? So there is a God, a soul, and soul lives in the body. This body has senses, mind, and intelligence. Everything combines to be a body, right? So, and this Prakriti, we are influenced by this Prakriti, mode of goodness, passion, and ignorance, and 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 we are attaining a nature mode of sometimes goodness, sometimes very passionate, sometimes very lazy, tired, and according to the nature we are getting birth and we are experiencing happiness, distress, we are doing good karma, bad karma, and nothing but we are just engaging ourselves. We are getting various bodies in various species of the life. Mm. So if a person has knowledge, what Krishna is saying in this verse is knowledge leads to liberation. Just understanding this philosophy leads to liberation. It's simple. If a person knows he's in the cage, right? You look at this, if you can see this picture, right? If this person is in the cage, but he thinks that he's not in the cage. If a person, this person is thinking like he's not in the cage and he's experiencing all joy in this place is the best place in the world, he never endeavors to go out. Okay, never endeavors to go out. Hmm? But if a person sees that outside of this cage, there's a wonderful reality, a beautiful reality, wonderful reality. Then this person endeavors to go out and experience that reality, right? Experience that reality. So same thing. So when the knowledge awakened, then the soul tries to come out of these bodily cycles. Soul endeavors to come out of these bodily things. So in this life also, I know these are too philosophical, but this is a reality. This is a reality. What is the cause of rebirth? Why soul suffers in this world? Hmm. Krishna very nicely saying it. Other thing, right? So if I'm going a place A to place B, hmm, right? If I'm going, I'm in US now. If I'm going to India for a vacation, what I do? I research is a vacation time, right? So I'll plan everything. I'll make sure everything is arranged there. I'll carry enough money, right? Mm, and I'll ensure after going there, I'll try to ensure like I'll try to visit those places and experience joy and everything. Mm, mm. So so what am I doing? I'm planning for my future. I'm planning for my future. Huh? Everybody plans for their future. So the soul in this body plans for their future, right? So they do everything, right? We do 401k and everything for what? To be happy, to be happy in future. Okay. So we have good bank balance. We save money, good bank balance for what? To be happy in future. We live in future or not, we don't know. But we endeavor, we do everything to be happy in future. Right? To be happy in future. That is the only purpose. We are doing everything, right? Are we endeavoring? Are we doing the things to be happy in our next lifetime? Right? So, as per Sanatana Dharma, as per our scriptures, Vedic scriptures, it is said that soul goes through transmigration. Soul goes from one body to another body. Right? So, are we making plans for next lifetime? This is very important. Right? So, life journey is not this lifetime. Okay, so the entire creation lasts for 311 trillion years. 311 trillion years. The creation lasts for 311 trillion years. Yeah. In the millions of years, it get destructed, created again, recreated, rebuilt again. But the entire creation lasts for this long, and this continues also. And what is our lifespan? Just 100 years. Very little, very tiny compared to the overall existence of this creation. Mm. And in our lifetime, we are forgetful of our fact that we need to prepare for our next lifetime. Right? My next lifetime, my next journey also has to be happy. And so we are forgetful of that fact. Right? So that's very important thing. We also need to plan for next journey, next lifetime. With this lifetime itself, we have no idea when we die. We have no idea when we leave this body. Okay, are we ready? This is a question to ask ourselves. Like, are we ready? Am I ready? When I go into the next birth, am I ready? Am I ready? Right? So, what I need to do to make myself ready for my next lifetime? Okay. So I'll ask someone to read this. You can. Anyone want to read this, Lucas?
ध्यायनेनात्मनि पश्यन्ति केचिद् आत्मानम् आत्मना अन्ये संख्येन योगेन कर्मयोगेन चापरे. Translation: some perceive the super soul within themselves through meditation, others through the cultivation of knowledge, and still others through working without fruitive desires.
Yeah,
And
good.
next one as well.
Yeah, good.
Anye tvam evam ajananta srutvanyebhya upasate tepi chatirtai chatittaranti eva mrityum sruti parayanaha. Again, there are those who, although not conversant in spiritual knowledge, begin to worship the Supreme Person upon hearing about him from others. Because of their tendency to hear from authorities, they also transcend the path of birth and death.
Thank you, Sandeep. So Krishna gave the knowledge, right? He spoke about the soul, the material nature, the functioning of the body, and about the super soul who resides in the heart. Like our existence is a combination of everything. Our existence is a combination of everything, right? And the soul to come out of these bodily engagements, what he has to do, what options he has. Okay. In the 13th chapter, Krishna doesn't go into bhakti and bhakti yoga practices. Um, um, because he wants to limit to the knowledge about the soul itself. Okay, so so Krishna, these are the options for self-realization. Okay, Krishna says for Atma Dhyayana. Dhya means meditation practices. Meditation practices. Okay, and Karma Yoga, like by the practice of Karma Yoga. Karma Yoga means one has to work. What are the duties you do as a service to the Lord? One attains purification of the mind. When the mind is purified, consciousness is purified, then is eligible to do dhyana, meditation. One has to have good control of mind and senses, right? Right, and that is one way. And also gnana by gaining a discriminating power, like I'm not this body, I'm soul, I'm different from that. So these are different practices. Why Krishna is speaking? This is which is not so easily applicable for us, or not, it's applicable maybe, but it's hard, and these practices are really hard, right? But Krishna is saying this is also a practice if a person wants to take to attain self-realization. You can do karma yoga, gnana yoga, dhyana yoga. You can do many practices, but this takes many lifetimes. Okay, this already Krishna covered in 8th chapter, and in 6th chapter also Arjuna was quite worried when Krishna spoke about these verses. Right? I cannot do this. What happens if I'm not unable to control my mind at the time of death? Right? So he was quite worried. Then Krishna spoke Bhakti Yoga. Right? That's why this is option one. Dhyana yoga. Dhyana is not wrong. Dhyana helps us to control mind and senses. That's good, right? But dhyana yoga or gnana yoga, karma yoga in itself doesn't grant liberation. Okay? This is helps us to attain liberation, but this itself doesn't grant liberation. And to attain liberation, only one option, that is bhakti yoga. So Krishna doesn't go deep into that because in upcoming chapters, Krishna talks about it. In 14, 15 chapter, he just clears it, but at this point, he doesn't clear it. But he hints, give hints like by saying Shruti, just by hearing. One may say like, I have no idea what is Dhyana Yoga, what is Gnana Yoga, Karma Yoga. I can't do any of those. But Krishna is saying, no problem. No problem. You just begin your journey, spiritual journey, by hearing Bhagavad Gita lectures, right? Maybe we have not done in previous lifetime, or maybe we have not fully understood in previous lifetime. At least this lifetime, we can understand it. Okay, understand it, apply it, take it to the practice, and attain liberation. Right? So the message here is, one can at least start by hearing about the God, about this knowledge, whatever Krishna is speaking in 13th chapter. Okay, we'll see this nice thing from after this. I'll end this session. Okay, so spiritual journey starts with hearing. Hmm. It's anything like anything in this world also, like any, if a person want to do a good job, like he has to start hearing, looking at it, exploring, right? So a spiritual journey starts with hearing. So these are the beautiful verses from Shrimad Bhagavatam. I'll recite this. Very nice to hear also. Shrunvatam swakatha Krishnaha punyashravana kirtanaha hridayantastu bhadrani vidhunoti suhritsatam nashtaprayeshu badreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavate uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naishtaki tadha rajastama bhavaha कामा लोभादयश्चये चेता एतिर अनाविद्धम स्थितं सत्वे प्रसीदति स्थितं सत्वे प्रसीदति एवं प्रसन्न मनसो भगवद्भक्ति योगतः भगवत्तत्त्वविज्ञानं मुक्त संगस्य जायते भिद्यते हृदय ग्रन्थिस् छिद्यन्ते सर्व संशयः क्षीयन्ते चास्य कर्माणि दृष्टा एवात्मना ईश्वरे. A beautiful verse from Srimad Bhagavatam. So Srimad Bhagavatam is a PhD study, right? So it's like whatever Krishna speaks, the theory, the practical, the devotees who have practiced it, all those details, whatever Krishna had preached, the people who has practiced and attained perfection are spoken in Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay, so it's a wonderful scripture. It's called like um, natural commentary for Vedanta Sutra or Brahma Sutra. It's a clear-cut explanation of Bhagavad Gita, also Bhagavatam. Okay, so if you have time, maybe in future we'll do Bhagavatam sessions also, and we can learn the essence. So these are the verses from Bhagavatam. So in Bhagavatam, it is said that Shrinvatam Sakata Krishna. Katha means multiple meanings. Katha means about Krishna, the holy name of the Krishna, or the pastimes of the Krishna, or the message of Krishna in the form of Bhagavad Gita. When it goes into our ears, when the message goes into our ears, into our heart, from the ears, it goes into our heart, enters our ears, gets into our heart. As it entered, once it entered, once it entered, it's very potential, very potent. The holy name or the message of Krishna, Bhagavad Gita, is very potent. And devotee heart getting purified. The purification process begins. Abadhrani, all the impurities will naturally, slowly go away. And one develops transcendental knowledge. One gains a knowledge and understanding, about the God, about the existence, about our existence, and he takes up the practice. Devotee becomes fixed in devotional practices. Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki Bhakti, unalloyed devotion, tries to endeavors to practice it and develops a bhakti, unalloyed devotion to the God. As the practice is going on, what happens? One becomes free from the passion and ignorance. Tatha rajastamo bhavaha. Kama lobhadayas. So all the impurities will slowly subdued, will go away. All the mode of passion, extreme passion levels or extreme ignorant levels will go away from our existence, right? From our consciousness, and consciousness getting purified. When a person start practicing, consciousness getting purified, mind is getting purified, and one would come to the mode of goodness. Sthitam sattve prasidati. Sattva guna prevails, like it increases. Prasidati, mode of goodness, right? I showed you mode of goodness. What is mode of goodness? Increases as a person practices, right? And as the practice is going on the hard knot, this, I know it doesn't sound good, but Bhagavatam says that our heart is so much impure, so much lust, greed, anger, different levels of lust, different levels of anger, is so impure from many lifetimes. It is not this lifetime. Even you can see in like 2-year-old child, 1-year-old child also, different levels of anger and greed and many things, right? It is coming from past lifetimes, many past lifetimes. So the levels could be different according to individual, right? So the contamination in the heart, the impurities in the heart will be removed. Our attachment towards material things will be cut down. That's what Bhagavatam says. Chidhyante sarva samshaya. Chidhyante, like cut down. And one would attain natural attraction towards the Lord, one would attain love of the Supreme Lord, and would attain the Supreme Lord himself. These are the beautiful verses. It starts by hearing. Just by hearing, there's a transformation happens. Transformation happens by hearing. Okay, life lesson. Spiritual journey starts with hearing. Okay, so we are close to the completion of this 13th chapter, and we covered the nature of body and soul, how by cultivating good qualities one gain the knowledge about the soul and nature of the Supreme Lord and the bondage of soul and its transmigration. We covered all these topics, and the next session we'll see this topic number 5, where Krishna talks about the way, the vision to see the differences in between body and soul. Okay, so Krishna gives a big list. It's the same list Krishna spoke in 2nd chapter, but gives additional details here. Okay, so by this knowledge, we clearly understand who are we, and we try to come out of these bodily engagements. Okay, bodily entanglements. Anyway, with that, I'll stop here. Thank you all for joining, attending the session, and patiently listening this transcendental message of Krishna. So thank you all. If you have any questions, we can take now. Thank you, Hare Krishna.